What up, though? Welcome to this week's Renaissance Man. And one of the things that I love about doing this program is I get a chance to interview people that I admire, that I respect, and I'm just a fan of. This gentleman is an entrepreneur, he's an artist, but also he's been a terrific voice in our community. Welcome to the program, Ricky Rose!
Rose, what's up, family?
What up, though? I appreciate you taking the time. It means a lot to me.
Anything for my family, man. Anything for my dog.
That's love. And so growing up in Michigan, I always followed from afar the Miami hip hop scene as a shorty when it was Luke and it was Two Live Crew and they came to the city and we turned up. And I remember seeing you for the first time, in a video rhyming, shooting bars with Trina.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the hip hop scene in Miami then and what it is now.
Well, the hip hop scene in Miami, when I was a youngster then was, of course, like you say, the originator, Luke Skywalker, Two Live Crew, then JT Money, Poison Clan. And I believe JT Money was the bridge from the booty shake music, what they would consider booty shake music. But if you was from Miami, you ain't really call Luke that because Luke really spoke for the streets, the hustlers. When you went to the club, you was pulling up in a foreign, big jewels, the females came out. That's what Luke spoke for. So it wasn't just booty shake music, but that's what, some people labeled it. But JT Money, Poison Clan bridge from the booty shake music to the real streets and getting money. Trick Daddy took it from JT, JT passed the baton, and I want to feel I came behind Trick Daddy, when it came to hustling and getting to the paper, because I avoided the booty shake music. I went straight to the business side. Let's get rich. Let's get to the money.
And so because you've been a critically acclaimed artist, you got a crib that basically has its own zip code. I'm surprised they even got you out of the crib today. It must have been a big check because otherwise I'm pretty sure you never leave that crib. So looking back on the scene then and what it is now, what do you see coming out of Miami as it relates to the rap music scene?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I believe, beginning what we did with Luke, which opened the door to female artists. If you dance, because we dance in Miami, it's gonna be dance contests, and that's just something that we originate with. So that door will forever be open if you make dance music. If you're a female like Trina or anybody else coming behind her, you want to make, and if you want to just pop your shit, you can. But also, I feel like with Trick Daddy doing what he did, myself with Denzel Curry. All the doors are open in Miami right now, regardless of what style you got, what your flavor is, or what your agenda is. You could do it.
So I am a huge fan of yours, and I listen to your songs for inspiration and for your bars,
Believe that.
and also for your knowledge. And I know you're paying attention to what's happening politically in our country. Right. So as Biden and Harris take office, what is something that Rose would like to see them do in the first 100 days?
Man, when it comes to that, I try, I want to be somebody that, that worked on trying to keep everything positive as possible. And I don't want to, spew no fire on the flames, but as far as Biden, and his entire team, they got a lot of work ahead of them. Obviously with this past president, left on the table, they got a lot of work, and Rose don't really know what's best for them. They know what's best for them. You know what I mean? And I feel like they gotta be expecting the unexpected, because these last few days ain't no telling what you may get from the other boy. You know what I'm saying? So I just pray they on their A game and they expect the unexpected and they ready to go to work, because that's what it's all about.
You're gonna like this a lot. So I do an episode theme each week. And this week's for my special guest is something that I adopted from one of your bars. and it's called Appreciate Your Position While Plotting Your Promotion.
Mm.
What are some of the key principles that have helped you stand out and advance your career?
Well, I've always, like I said, I've always been an underdog, which to me was always a plus because you got to find the positive side into it. I'm not really somebody that, I may wake up and if something go wrong, I'm going to find a way to still win throughout the rest of the day. And to me, that's what it's all about. So if you wake up and, whatever we trying to do, man, we got to make sure we get to it and we going to enjoy it and we going to do a little more. We're going to put a little more on top of it. But if the interview was only for 10 minutes, let's do 15. Fuck it. Let's do 20 today. You know what I mean? And that's really just the agenda for myself.
I always appreciated that you had the kind of approach that once you get into the door, you're just going to open it up and allow everybody to know what it's like to get to the bag.
Believe that.
Become a mentor for so many in the community. But what qualities do you look for in a mentee?
First and foremost, what are you going to do to separate yourself from everybody else? You understand? First and foremost, let's just use Instagram, for example. I have people that Instagram, come and approach me, DM me every day. Rose, you can have a cool pitch. Soon as I go to your page private or you have no posts, you just wasted both our time.
Thanks.
You understand? So you got to put in some kind of work and have an understanding of what you coming to the table with. You know what I'm saying? Before you come to Rose and ask for something, you should post that Bel Air right before you DM me something. Because soon as I go to it and see you been repping what I'm repping, that just let me know you business savvy.
Exactly.
You never had Bel Air in your life, but you business savvy. That's just like before I went to buy me a John Deere tractor. I made sure I posted some John Deere tractors and then I sent that DM. This is what I need. I need that big boy tractor with the air conditioning, the Bluetooth and all that. I want to tint the windows so when I'm riding down the road, cutting my own grass, they don't even know it's me and it really be me.
You said something in one of the interviews that I saw that was really enlightening because for those that don't know and not to give away too many details, if you've ever been to Georgia, Rose has a crib with its own zip code. But what you've also said is how like the cars that you purchased and a lot of the things that you've been able to accumulate, how you now turn those into hustles.
Right.
Can you acknowledge for the people who want the big place and the big car, how you have now flipped it and allowed it to make money for you?
Well, when you speak of the promised land, my estate in Fayetteville, Georgia, it was used this past summer as the main set for Coming to America 2, Eddie Murphy,
Word.
the whole team.
Word.
Right? And of course, that was a big budget film and, it was some big business. And, since then, a lot of producers, a lot of directors, a lot of scouts, they want to come see it for themselves. And, they will just want to use a certain room and then this side and this, that. And, once again, those are fees. You can't just come into the promised land and want to see it for free. So you spending money for that. You know what I mean? And once again, the automobiles, Atlanta right now has more films in production in LA, I believe. Yep. So for the fleets of automobiles that I have, there are scouts that know the automobiles I have and they want to use them for different reasons. And when that's big money. They want to film and use my 57 Bel Air just for one scene. They need it for 4 months though. That's the tag every day. You got to pay for that daily.
Mm-hmm.
Right up. So it's a lot of business out there. I understand the enjoyment of getting the old school and just ride. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's business in that too. So make sure you're aware of that.
I'm riding in my whip, air conditioner on, Rick Ross like fiending lemon pepper. And I'm like, I am too. And the Louisiana rub. But then I realized I'm a customer and he owned like 30 of them. Talk about a lot of your business pursuit and how they've been really successful and have given you the confidence to want to do more.
Well, first, I got to salute Charlie Morrison, CEO of Wingstop. This was just a dream for me. I just love the lemon pepper wings. I called my mom and my sister, hey, y'all, check this out. Let's get on a three-way call. Yo, I love this Wingstop. Let's buy a Wingstop. Wingstop, why Wingstop? Let's do it. Boom. We bought a Wingstop, and it was just really on some cool shit, on some enjoyment shit.
Mhm.
And I got a great team, commitment team, and that just it began a roller coaster, and it went from 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20, and it just went on and on. You know what I mean? And we still moving. Wingstop doing better than it's ever been. The chicken wings number one. If you love chicken wings, you got to go to Wingstop, and that's just what the play was. Then as a high school, athlete, we used to go to Checkers up the street from my high school. I started with that Checkers. Boom, Checkers, here we go. And, it's just one of those things. I just told myself I wanted to put myself in a position that even after, whenever I decide to start making music or whatever it is I'm doing, we're going to be getting money just like we was on top of our game, if not even more. And that's the position we in right now. The day we just launched, we just premiered my bag of potato chips with official rap snacks. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Of course, the Bel Air, the Bumble, one time for Gate City Athletics, our sports agency. And it's the game that we bring into the athletes as well. It's all about investments and putting yourself in a position of power that you straight for life.
Coming from the hood, I needed to get used to like strangers approaching me or like dudes driving down the street and like stopping the car and or even sometimes like want to get out of the car and come like run to take a picture with me or something. Like I wasn't used to that, right? Or just like I wasn't used to like trying to help people eat. And then those be the same people that kind of turn their back on you where they feel like they can't eat off of you anymore. So being from a similar background as mine, what was something you wasn't prepared for as you became successful?
I mean, it's a lot of different things I wasn't prepared for. It's a level of greed. It's a level of selfishness, and that was something that I actually just experienced. It's really a small thing to a giant, but this past holiday season, I got homeboys that's no longer here. I got homeboys that passed away, homeboys that's incarcerated. And, I do my best. And one particular homeboy that's no longer here, I seen his kids, I showed love to his kids and, they posted the picture or whatever. And I came across, some other members of his family, a week or two later, and instead of them, I would think, if something was to happen to me or something was to happen to, you would think they say, yo, that was love. I'm glad you seen all them. And I saw the photo, I saw the vibe. Cause, to me, it's just about the love and just making sure they watching them. It ain't about applauding me. I don't do it for the applause. But, it's just amazing sometimes when you see somebody, I ain't worrying about that, but what's up with me, and I never had a relationship with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My dog, dead and gone now. You know what I mean? And you would think they'll be, just appreciating, my homie Spirit still being alive, his kids being acknowledged, but it's different things that come with that. And that's cool. I understand it. You understand? I understand it, and I never turn my back on, my homies or they loved ones that they no longer here for. But you just gotta accept that and stay focused. That's what you gotta do. And understand what your priority is. You can't be weak for nothing.
Absolutely. And over the years, your weight loss has been well chronicled. From the time that you and I was in cookout together with Latifah and Common to now. So what's been your secret of maintaining a healthy lifestyle?
Well, what made me really get on my diet was, when I began having seizures, I'm like, yo, I got to get on my A game. I can't become a diabetic. I don't need no more bad news. You know what I'm saying? So I first and foremost, I want to say it was the sodas. Let me chill on the sodas. Let me cut back some of the sugar. Let me cut back some of the carbs, some of the rice, some of the, and I still treat myself to what I do because that's just how the boss move. But as a whole, instead of waking up with the T-bone and the 5 pancakes, I just had to cut back a lot of things. Now I show them in the morning. I do the drizzle, turkey sausage, an omelet, a glass of champagne, and I keep it moving.
Absolutely. So growing up and wanting the rich house and wanting the fame and all of the things that came with celebrity and chasing my goals, and pretty sure for you chasing your goals, but now you're a veteran in the game. What does being rich mean to you now?
Well, to me, one of the, I know for me personally, security is what wealth brings to the table. And that's one of the things that mean the most to me, security. Mm-hmm. Because when you're in a secure place, your decision-making is on another level. Mm-hmm. You don't have to roll those dice that you used to. You don't have to gamble as much as you used to. You're in a secure place. So once again, your decision-making you make, it's extremely important. You know what I mean? And you don't got to roll the dice as much, And to me, that's what wealth is about. And putting your kids in that same position. That's after you establish that should be your next goal. Putting your kids in that same position where they ain't got to roll those dice.
Well, it's been an honor for me to have the biggest boss, Ricky Rose, on the show. Before I let you get out of here, I have a rapid fire segment that I call Gone in 60 Seconds. If you don't mind, let's get right to it.
Let's go.
I hear that you're an avid lover of vintage video games. What's your favorite video game of all time?
Tecmo Bowl.
Classic. Bo Jackson, Unstoppable. Up, down, all the way through the tunnel all day.
Yeah. Tecmo Bowl. That's without a doubt. That Tecmo Bowl came out that, that changed the whole temperature. When that Tecmo came out, what dudes was like, boy, I got Tecmo. That was, what I'm saying? That was one of them ones you ain't even bring to school.
Yes.
You left that to the crib.
No doubt. Blow it in the cartridge on the next Nintendo after that, for sure.
Believe that.
Your Miami Heat made the NBA Finals last year, and I know you was pumped. So Dwayne Wade had now and then he retired. And we know about Bam Adebayo. He was an all-star. But other than those guys on your roster, who got next?
Who got next on the Heat?
Absolutely, on your Heat.
Man, we could say Hero.
I figured you say that, Rose.
Yeah.
Hey, he can ball, man. Shoot the three, finish at the hole. He got heart.
He got heart, too. He got heart.
Absolutely. That's a great call. You've been paying attention.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I've been paying attention that you always rock some fly shades. What's your favorite sunglass designer?
Independent, I'm going to say Vintage Frames. That's my homie out of Canada, most definitely. And when it comes to the classics, I'm going to say Cartier.
Classic, no doubt about it. I'm from Detroit. I better say that all day.
The Buffs, one time for the Buffs.
Absolutely. Two more and you out of here. Rick Ross is running for president in 2024. Who is your running mate?
My running mate gonna be Berner, the CEO of Cookies.
I like what you did there. Last but not least, I remember being in Toronto one time and I was just having one of those days, Rose. So I just went to the mall and I bought a Virtu phone and it was $15,000. It's supposed to have its own concierge and all of these plugs and I never used it. It was a waste of money. So what is one of the worst things that you've spent money on?
Let me see. Now this is a different type of question for Rose, because we usually, even if it's some different type of shit, we usually find a way to make it neat. I purchased an $80,000 horse.
Mm. How
I've
did
done
you
that.
race the horse? Was it for personal use?
It was just for personal use. And when I say that dollar figure, sometimes people, motherfuckers say $80,000. And what may be the cherry on top is I forgot the type of horse it was.
Of course you did. So what was the best thing you spent money on?
In the last 2 weeks,
2 weeks? 2 hours?
okay, well, if we say few hours, well, that was this morning. We did a little more little cryptocurrency, you know what I mean?
Teach.
You know what I'm saying?
Teach your people. Teach
Yeah,
your people.
yeah. We did a little cryptocurrency one time for Bitcoin. I never used to be big in that, but it's some money being made. And I'm talking about pluses. It's pluses being made.
And y'all heard it from the biggest boss.
Real estate.
Real estate.
You can't lose on it. I just bought another patch. I used to come out of my steam room. And when I look out of the glass in my steam room, I would look past my pool and I would look as far as I could see. And I wanted to know how much land that was. And I went and got those 89 acres too, as far as I could see. I went and got those too.
The amazing thing about this, preach, go ahead.
Another thing I just spent some money on that I'm sure people may not understand is I just took all of the water out of my lake in the front of my house to make it deeper, and I wanted to add, a certain different, some different fish. I'm gonna do it in the back too. So everybody just riding by saying, Rose, what the hell you doing with the lake?
It's only right that you're doing it like that in Georgia. You had a hit single said you was doing it like Big Meat.
This gotta be a prime fishing area. This has gotta be A1.
We'd be disappointed if you didn't have an aquarium and a zoo.
They gotta be able to come and get some of the finest.
Well, I appreciate you, my brother. You a living legend in the game with so very much more to give on and off wax. I'm going to write an amazing column about you and all of the things that you're accomplishing in the New York Post, as well as put out this podcast for all of the people to appreciate your greatness. I appreciate you, my brother. Thanks a lot.
Man, I thank you for having me, brother. And anytime you need me, Rose here, you heard?